Welcome to the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast. My name is Katie Dodd, and I'm a nutrition entrepreneur. I spent 7 years as a side hustler before diving into entrepreneurship full time. Before making the leap, I was bringing in 6 figures through my side hustle. If I can do it, you can too. This podcast is for dietitians, interns, and students who want to be inspired to start or perfect the side hustle of their dreams. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to the 206th episode of the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast, Selling Coloring Books. Now, I thought this would be a fun side hustle to talk about because I actually have a coloring book that I sell, and it's something totally random, but also pretty cool that for our side hustle, we could do something like sell coloring books. It's actually a thing. You can do it. So I thought what I would do today is I would talk to you guys about really the 3 steps to get started, talk to you guys a little bit about how much money you actually make through selling coloring books, and then talk about some marketing strategies. Now, I've talked about my coloring book. It's called the Dietitian Coloring Book. If you're watching this on YouTube, I actually am holding up the coloring book so you can see what I'm talking about. But I created this book when I did a program 2 years ago called Click to Publish. Now, most of you in this community are familiar with Click to Publish. This is an amazing program by Liz Jalkowitz, the dietitian editor, which helps dietitians and healthcare professionals self-publish on Amazon. Now, at the end of today's episode, I'm going to be talking about some promotions that are going on right now because it is the 2-year anniversary of Click to Publish. And in our next episode of the podcast, I will be having Liz on to talk a little bit more about this amazing world of self-publishing on Amazon and whatnot. But that'll come at the end. So let's talk now about selling a coloring book. I just totally got tongue-tied. Did you guys even understand the word I said? What I was trying to say is let's talk a little bit more about selling coloring books. So when I first joined Click to Publish, I had the intention of selling my e-cookbook, High Calorie Shakes, on Amazon. I thought, you know what? I created this ebook, High Calorie Shakes, a long time ago, and I want to have it where people could actually print it out and not just have a digital version. So when I joined Click to Publish, that was my goal. I was going to take a product I had already created and make it digital, put it on Amazon. But once I took Liz's course, I started learning about all the cool things that we can do online through Amazon. And I was introduced to this concept of low content books or lower content books. And when Liz was talking about how you can create a coloring book, I was like, oh my stars, that sounds incredible. Now, at the time, I still do this, but I subscribed to a company called FabFitFun. It's like these quarterly subscription boxes. And what I had recently gotten in one of my boxes was these activity books, and they were really fun. I think so many of us were like, I am on my phone too much, I'm on screens too much, and I love these activity books as a way to have something to do that works our brain, but it's not staring at a screen. It actually uses your brain instead of frying it. So I would do these little activity books, like I go, in my backyard on my hammock, or even I remember being like a soccer game and my daughter's bored, or when I was flying, I would be doing these activity books, and they were really, really fun. And what I mean by activity books was they had word searches, crossword puzzle, but also little categories like having you do word scrambles or even asking you questions and having things like this or that. It would list different types of chocolate or vanilla. And it sounds so silly, but it was just something to do, and it was pretty fun. And so when Liz was talking about how we can sell coloring books on Amazon, I was like, well, hold on now. I think I would like to make a coloring book. Now, I'm a pretty creative person. I like making things. So when I was in this program, Click to Publish, well, I guess I'm still in it. It's lifetime access. But when I was in the coursework of Click to Publish, I really started going down the rabbit hole of oh my gosh, I'm going to make a coloring book because this is so fun. And when I was doing my market research, I was looking up coloring books for dietitians. And there were some, but at the time, I couldn't find any by dietitians. And if you started really looking into it, a lot of these were kind of like these big box. I don't know if they're big box. I don't know who's making them, but they just switch out the word dietitian for another healthcare profession. And they weren't super specific to us, right? So I decided, you know what? There's a gap. This sounds super fun. I'm going to make the dietitian coloring book, and I got to work. I built it in Canva, and I knew I wanted to have coloring pages, but also activity pages, because that was the thing that I thought was so, so fun. So I made it all in Canva. I got like, I was searching in Canva images like for um like coloring book pages and finding ones that I liked. I put in text and I built out and created some of my own pages. One thing that I've done in my coloring book is every single page has a little heart on it. And so I hide the heart in the images and like, I don't tell people it's there, but if you have the coloring book, there's a heart on every single page. And I actually used a Word document, I think. I think I used a Word document to make the word searches. Like I made it in a table, but then I made the grid white, and then I just did like a screenshot and put it in Canva. um, I I don't know. I got really creative with it, and I've got my coloring book open. I'm just kind of flipping through it, and I just thought I'd share some of the things that are in it. Um, if you would like my coloring book, just go to thedietitiancoloringbook.com and you'll find my Amazon affiliate link and you can purchase a copy. But right when you open it, it just says the Dietitian Coloring Book. On the back page, there's that copyright information that we see in all books. And then it says this activity book belongs to, and you can put your name. And then there's pictures. There's one, it says dietitians can change the world. And then there's like a globe you can color. The next one is a mandala and it says you are enough. And then it has a crossword. And what's fun about this crossword is stuff that we as dietitians get. So like number 2 across, not an indicator of malnutrition. The answer is albumin, because if you work in clinical at all, we still get those. Well, not that I'm in clinical, but we still see the referrals for malnutrition with a low albumin. So, so anyways, it's just this really fun little activity book, like helps future dietitians. That's 4 down. Preceptor, right? Stuff we know. Then there's some more coloring pages, and then there's a section that says the list of 5. And this actually, an idea of this came from that activity book that I'd gotten through FabFitFun. So it says list 5 enzymes, list 5 organs involved in digestion, list 5 nutrition-rated labs, list 5 classes you took in undergrad, list 5 names dietitians are often called, list 5 reasons for a consult. So it's just, it's just something that's getting you thinking. It's just something to do, something to fill out. And it's actually, it's pretty, I think it's pretty fun. I have a this or that section, more coloring pages. A lot of my stuff is like, you guys know me, I'm all about like gratitude and all of that. So a lot of the pages are related to gratitude. I've got word searches, like this one, you circle dietitian, nutritionist, foodie, intern, preceptor, side hustle, entrepreneur, passive income, blogging, podcasts, words I'm into. Oh, there's connect the dots in here. There's word scrambles, and they're like dietitian-y words and food words and tic-tac-toe. There's a reflection section, and so why did you become a dietitian? What's your favorite thing about being a dietitian? What would you change about the profession, and what's your dream job? There is a back to school word search, and it has all these like, technical terms, I guess, like duodenum, amylase, citric acid, galactose, metabolism, enzymes, biochem, monosaccharides. Let's see. There's a section that says dream big, write 3 SMART goals. The big 50. So this is a list of 50 things, and this one is gratitude. Make a list of 50 things you're grateful for. Dig deeps. You can find 50 things. Again, more coloring pages. There's some Sudoku in here, which I made. Another crossword puzzle. Number 2 down, stored in the gallbladder. Number 3 down, the sunshine vitamin. There's a doodle section for like, it says like draw landscapes or some flowers. Another list of 5. This one's a little bit more silly, like list 5 food chains, list 5 reasons to call in sick, list 5 books for dietitians, list 5 of your favorite dietitians. Then there's a section where you could write down like, some of your favorite memories of all time, more connect the dots. I wasn't planning to go through my entire coloring book, but let me just tell you everything that's in it right now. Here's dietitians love dessert, amen, and it's a crossword full of fun desserts that you can find, like, truffles, apple pie, coffee cake, pudding, milkshake. Big 50, self-love, make a list of 50 things you love about yourself and who you are. And then there's a mandala right next to it that says be your authentic self. So you can see it's for dietitians, but then I'm sprinkling into my my mindset stuff, my you're enough inspirational stuff. More word scramble. I think this one's all fruit. Another doodle section. Another this or that section. Another list of five. List five favorite dietitian traits. List five bucket list items. List your five favorite songs. More on reflections. Favorite quotes. Another bucket list. Oh, Big 50 bucket list. Create a bucket list of amazing things you want to do, experience, or see. Another crossword. More coloring pages. More Sudoku. A word jumble. Eat your veggies word search. Another word scramble. It's coloring pages, but with activity pages sprinkled in here. Okay. Now I've just told you pretty much everything that's in my coloring book, and at the very end, it does say, I hope you enjoyed this activity book made just for dietitians. Here's some final doodles on where you can find my brand, The Dietitian Side Hustle Online. Wishing you all the best. And it has the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast, my Instagram handle, my Facebook group, my website, and YouTube. And yeah, and then it's just some blank pages, and it is done. So that is my coloring book. That is what I created. And I just kind of wanted to give you an example. Actually, I'll tell you guys more examples. Let me tell you first off the 3 steps on how to get started, and then I'll kind of tie it into my coloring book. So hopefully you can kind of understand. So when I teach people really anything, I typically break it down into 3 steps: discover, develop, and do it. So when it comes to selling coloring books, first off, you have to discover who are you going to create this for? Kind of like your ideal client, right? And what are your goals? Like, what is the purpose of selling this product? And we'll talk later about how to make money. Then develop the product. So I recommend making these in Canva. It's easy peasy. Well, kind of easy peasy. And then number 3 is do it. And that just means publish it, get it live. Of course, there's more things that come later with actually making sales, but we'll talk about that too. So when it comes to the discover, you have to figure out who are you creating this coloring book for? Now, in my situation, I made mine for dietitians, but my brand, Dietitian Side Hustle, is for dietitians. I actually want to go back and make a coloring book for caregivers because caregivers are my target for the geriatric dietitian, my blog. But I decided to make this one for you guys, for dietitians. And so I created this for dietitians. And the reason I created it is I wanted something that was fun for dietitians to do, that was offline, that was off screens. Because I know, like for me, mindset is so important. This book is meant to build you up, to just get you to like quiet your brain too, and just think about silly things. As I kind of shared, there's some inspirational things, there's some dreaming stuff. And so I made this for dietitians to unwind and relax, but then also for them to learn more about me and my brand. Because there's some people who don't know me from the man on the moon, but they can be searching for a coloring book on Amazon, find this product, buy it, and be like, who the heck is this dietitian side hustle lady? And maybe start listening to this podcast, maybe, get into my world, get on my email list, join one of my programs. And so it is a marketing tool, but also something fun that helps dietitians. I'm also able to order copies of these, author copies, so I get pretty cheap ones, and I could bring them to events to sell, like Fancy or whatnot, so I could actually have real books to sell in person. So my goal was to have a fun product for dietitians, to create another stream of income for my brand, but more importantly, the marketing piece to get in front of more eyeballs. So my who was dietitians. So you have to figure out, what is your who? Some of you have a side hustle already. Maybe you see clients, maybe you're a blogger, maybe you're a freelancer, maybe you already have your own brand, or maybe you're just getting started. If you're just getting started, you have this opportunity to do whatever you want. So who do you want to focus on? Who do you want to make a coloring book for? And if you already have a brand, I would recommend making a coloring book connected to your brand, so that way you could use it as a lead magnet to get people to your products. So, if you work with kidney stone patients, I'm thinking of Melanie Betts, who's in the Blog Boss Mastermind. Melanie could make a coloring book for people with stones. I don't know if that's super exciting, but let's give you another example here. Maybe it is exciting. Maybe it's something you could do to distract yourself if you're passing one. I don't know. I've never passed a stone. So maybe it is for caregivers. Maybe it is an activity coloring book. Like if you really promote physical activity, maybe you're a plant-based dietitian and you want to make a plant-based coloring book. Maybe you work with athletes and you want to make a coloring book for soccer players. Maybe you work with caregivers and you want to make a book for caregivers, it's making just a fun coloring book. You could do just coloring book, you could do coloring and activity book, but figuring out who are you targeting and what are your goals. If you already are selling things, I really recommend kind of connecting the dots. So that way you could, maybe someone's like, oh, I'm a soccer player. I'm into nutrition. I want to get this, coloring book. And then they find out about your brand and maybe they'll become a client. So your who and your goals. So that's discover. Next is develop. So I recommend creating these in Canva, and I actually have my Canva pulled up. And the coloring book that I chose to create, it is a 8.5 by 11 inch coloring book. It's 100 pages and it's a black and white file. So there's pieces to the puzzle when making it in Canva. You want to make sure your margins are good. Like if you think about a book, when you open it up, you don't want to have text or pictures going into the fold of the book because we can't see it, right? So we have to make sure we have good margins, and where the margin is going to change depending on what page you're on, right? So if I have my book open and I'm looking at the page on the right hand side, the margin is to the left, it's in the center. But then I flip the page, now the margin is on the right, it's in the center, right? So we do have to make sure that our margins look good so that way it prints well. And once you're done creating it, and creating it does take some time, but it's also a piece of passive income once you create it one and done. Then once you're done, you are able to download it as a PDF for print. And there's other recommendations on like the CMYK is best for professional printing. If you're in Canva, you'll see that. But you want to save it as a PDF so that way you can upload it into Amazon. So we make the internal file separately, and then we have to actually go make the cover file. So the cover file is like the whole shebang. It's the cover. It's typically color, and you got to make sure you have enough for the front, the spine. And if you have words on the spine, you want to make sure it fits. They're small enough. They're, not off kilter. And then also the back. So, and also on the back, you have to leave room for a barcode that Amazon will add for you, or you could put in your own if you have it. I'm not going to get into the weeds of barcodes, but so create on Canva. I made mine on Canva. Saved the interior file and the cover separately. I made most of the stuff in Canva. I did mention I made some things using like Word and tables just because it was easier for me. I love Canva, but I still get a little bit old school. I don't know if you guys are like this. I still default to using PowerPoint, Excel, and Word sometimes to make things. It's just like I know what to do there, and it's quick and easy peasy. And then I just save the images and put them in the coloring book and then save from there. So then the next step is doing it, and that is publishing. So in order to publish on Amazon, you do have to have an account through Kindle Direct Publishing. Wonderful news, it's free to create an account. And once you go and you add a book to, they call it your bookshelf, it walks you through the steps. There's these different tabs of what you have to do. You have to have the name. You have to have the product description. You have to select categories for your books. You have to upload the file. It goes through like a check, and if anything's outside the margins, it red flags you. It could be super annoying if you don't know about margins ahead of time. It could be really annoying because you're like, every page is flagged and I can't submit it until it's not flagged. But it walks you through all the things. You're able to select the price, and then it breaks down like, okay, if this is how much you want to sell it for, this is the print cost, this is how much you'll make per product. And from there, you publish it. And it does take a little bit for Amazon to approve it. And once they approve it, it becomes live on Amazon. So that was the very quick version of how to sell a coloring book. Now, I'm going to mention again at the end, click to publish. This is a program that helps you self-publish on Amazon because it can be so easy to go wrong on any step. But that is the high level of how to sell your book. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys about, well, how much money would I actually make through selling coloring books? Is this the same for any side hustle, you guys? There is no firm answer on here's exactly how much money you will make. It's all dependent on you. It's dependent on, really, it's about like the research you did ahead of time to make sure this is a book that people, or a coloring book that people actually want and will buy, that you did your due diligence, making sure it's in the right category, and that you uploaded everything correctly. But then also, what are you going to do on the back end to market it? So there is no direct answer where if you sell coloring books, you will make exactly this much money a month. I will tell you, I'll give you an example of my coloring book. So I sell my coloring book, the Dietitian Coloring Book, for $9.99. Now, it is a black and white. I mentioned it's 8.5 by 11, 100 pages, color outside. Almost all the books are colored on the outside, but if it was color internal, it would like cost a lot more to print. But it costs $2.84 to publish this puppy. So that's taken off the top, and then there's a 60-40% commission. So Amazon keeps some, I keep the other. So even though I sell this for $9.99, every one that I sell, I make $3.15. Okay? $3.15. But here's the beautiful part about it though, is once I created it, it's one and done. I don't have a bunch of these sitting around my house, and then when someone orders it, I've got to go, mail it myself. Amazon does everything. When someone orders it, Amazon prints it. Amazon ships it. If they're Prime members, they get free shipping. If they're not, they got to pay a small fee for shipping. But it really is easy peasy. So for me, $3.15, I'm like, heck yes. And I will tell you that this coloring book, I sold 95 to date. And I will tell you, side random note of something that I realized. So, I took Click to Publish, and it was like over a year, and I still wasn't able to find my coloring book when I searched it on Amazon. I'm like, man, maybe it's just saturated. What am I doing wrong? Okay, Liz said it'll take a while, but then, time got away from me. I just didn't even think about it. And it wasn't until very recently, because this coloring book has been online for almost 2 years now. And I was playing around in my account, and there's a button that you can select. There's a button that you can select that indicates that your product has sexually explicit content. And apparently I clicked that button, you guys. I feel so silly. So even though my coloring book has been live on Amazon for a long time, most people couldn't find it because apparently Amazon thought that there was sexually explicit content in the dietitian coloring book because I told it there was, and I felt so silly. I messaged Liz. I'm like, you will never believe what I did. So I unclicked it, and now if you search on Amazon dietitian coloring book, it will come up. So side note, don't mark that little button. But I'm just saying that I've sold 95 of these to date. Well, actually, probably sold more because I have done I've done author copies, and I'll sell them in person at Vinci, and I don't know, I've probably sold like 40 or 50 of them in person. So so had I not clicked that button, I have no doubt I would have sold more. Anyways, side note. So I have sold 95 to date, but again, it's passive income. It's something that I continue to sell, and it's a super fun gift. If you have interns, if you have dietitians, Dietitian Day, Nutrition Month, like this is a great gift for friends and family. It's highly recommend. So anyways, it's a product that I'll continue to make money on. So the question is, how much money will you make? So for me, short term, when someone buys this coloring book, I make $3.15. Now, I know for most of us, that's not like life-changing. You're like, well, that's cheaper than a cup of coffee. But again, it's passive income. It's something that you can continue to sell again and again and again. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the long-term game, because how much money you make on a book, a coloring book that you're selling on Amazon, is a short-term game. It's a lovely short-term game. It's a stream of passive income. But what I want you guys to think about is, for those of you who have brands, or maybe you're just getting started with your side hustle and you're going to build a brand and you want to make money through other things, you can use your product as a lead magnet. And what I mean by that is that someone finds your product that you sell on Amazon. They find your coloring book. That's so cool. They order it. They have fun. Maybe they buy it for a friend. And then in the book, if done right, you let people know about your brand, how you help people. And they might go follow you on social. They might join your email list. You could have a QR code on there. You could have a website in there. I recently published my high calorie shakes cookbook, the one that I actually was planning to do when I joined Click to Publish. And with this puppy, there is some workbooks. It's like a high calorie meal tracker. And it's just like a sample one in there. And it says like, hey, if you want a printable version of this, go to this website. And when they do that, they get on my email list. And so this product really is a lead magnet that pays you. And so a lead magnet, for those of you, if I'm throwing around terms that don't make sense, it's just something that you use to get people into your world. So you get them on your email list and you serve them and you provide value. You let them know how you help them. And if they're the right fit, they might buy other products that you offer. So with the dietitian coloring book, you might start listening to this podcast. You didn't know who I was, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, who is this Katie Dodd lady? And what is this podcast? I like side hustles. And you might start listening to the podcast. You might join my Facebook group. And when you join my Facebook Dietitian Side Hustle, it says right up there, like, I've got this fun dietitian online mini course I can send you. Put your email below. And if they do, they get on my email list. Maybe they join one of my webinars or, sign up for one of my other freebies. They get on my email list. And then through the email list, I serve them. I provide value when it comes to selling things and selling things in the way of like, oh, hey, here's a cool opportunity for you. That's how I send the information to them, is through my email list and social and all the things and even the podcast. But just getting you to think of this big picture is that selling coloring books, yes, it makes you money now, but it can make you so much more money later because it can be a lead magnet. It's a way to get people into your world who might not find you any other way. And if they buy the products you offer, and I know that all of you have different things that you do, but maybe you work with clients one-on-one. What's a client worth to you? Maybe you have a course. Right? Maybe you sell like handouts. Maybe, who knows what it is that you do. But this is a way, selling coloring books is a way to make money short-term immediately through sales, but then also long-term if someone comes into your world and buys one of your higher ticket products. So that is how you make money. But I want to talk to you guys about other marketing strategies, because you make the coloring book, it's live on Amazon. Now what? Well, of course, people are going to find you through Amazon. If done right, if you make sure that you did all the things with categories and whatnot, and your description of your book and the name of your book and all of that. But Amazon is one way, but then depending on your side hustle, you can promote it through your social media. You can promote it on your website. You can have it under your store, your shop, your sidebar. You can put it anywhere, make little ads for your coloring book. You could promote it in your email list. And you can promote it when you are at in-person events by selling them, like order author copies. You can get author copies for pretty cheap. You do have to pay for shipping, but it's like really cheap. And you could have a stack of books and sell them in person. People can pay you via like Venmo or PayPal, or you could take cash. And so there's lots of different things that you could do. So marketing strategies, I guess high level, is promote them on whatever platform you're on. Frequently and often, your blog, your social media, your email, word of mouth. Let people know about this product. And yeah. The other thing that I wanted to mention, I feel like this is kind of a little next level marketing strategy. I feel like I probably shared this with you guys, but what I like to do when I sell my book. So I make $3.15 per sale. But there's something that I do pretty fun with this book. And I actually have a little website that I created. And I mentioned it before. If you go to thedietitiancoloringbook.com, that's a website that I created. So I bought the domain name, built the website. I send people to it. When I send people to my coloring book through my website, through my Linktree page, through social media, I'm sending them not directly to Amazon, but I'm sending them to my page, The Dietitian Coloring Book. On that page, I have an Amazon affiliate link. So in addition to being someone who sells books on Amazon, I also am an Amazon affiliate. And I've recorded podcast episodes about this before, but as an Amazon affiliate, I make a small commission on sales. Now, I do have disclosure on my website. As an Amazon affiliate, I earn on qualifying purchases, but they go to the website, there's pictures of my coloring book, information about it. They click on my Amazon affiliate link, and now if they buy through that link, I'm going to make money two ways. $3.15 for the sale. But then also I'm going to get a commission through my Amazon affiliate account. And here's the cool thing about Amazon affiliates. When they click on my link, there's a 24-hour cookie, meaning if they buy anything at all through Amazon during that window, I get a commission. Now, a commission on a $10 book is not massive. We're talking pennies. But if they buy something else, maybe they buy, I don't know, a hot tub, a TV. I actually did buy an inflatable hot tub on Amazon. It's fabulous. But there's different things that you might buy that are higher ticket, and you get a commission on all that. Like, that's pretty darn cool. So for me, I love creating a little website. Or even if you have a website, you could maybe you have your resource page, you put your Amazon affiliate link there with full disclosure, and you can make money two ways, through the book sales and through your Amazon affiliate. So that's my little ninja skill. So anyways, this is kind of it's not that long of an episode. I think we're getting close to half an hour now. I think I babbled a little bit more than I intended to. But yeah, selling coloring books is so fun. And, this product, I'm holding it if you're watching on YouTube. If you're on the podcast, you can't see that I'm holding this coloring book. But this is the first physical product I ever made. And I'm so proud of it. I'm like, I made this. This is so cool. Pretty much everything else I sell is all digital. And so, super valuable, but it's just so amazing that I actually have a physical product that I sell people. And it's so fun. And I love when people tell me like, oh yeah, I ordered a bunch for my interns. I ordered a bunch for the dietitians I work with. It just makes my heart so happy. So let me talk to you guys actually a little bit about Click to Publish, because I mentioned this program. This is how I learned how to do the thing. Click to Publish is lovely. It gave me another stream of income in my business. And if you know me, you know I love having multiple streams of income. And I was actually in the beta of Click to Publish, which is crazy. It was 2 years ago. Honestly, I even reflecting on the fact that my coloring book is almost 2 years old. I'm like, what on earth? Didn't I just make this? But the doors for Click to Publish are currently open. Liz Jalkowitz runs this program. She's the dietitian editor. She's in my blogging accelerator program. She's in my blog boss mastermind. She is an amazing human. She's been on the podcast many times, and again, she'll be on our next episode. But I want to take a minute to talk about her promotion that she's running. And I'm actually going to pull up the page on my computer right now, so that way I make sure I don't butcher it. So it is the 2-year anniversary of Click to Publish, and that's a big deal. And so Liz is offering 3 bonuses if you join. And because I'm an affiliate, as an affiliate, I do earn on qualifying purchases. I am offering 4 ridiculous bonuses too. So when you join through my affiliate link, if you go to katiedodd.com, the very first option says Click to Publish. Click on that, has all the details about the bonuses. But you're going to get a ridiculous amount of bonuses, 7 bonuses. It's wild. You're getting like so much value. So let me tell you what's included. So this is the 2-year anniversary of Click to Publish. When you join through my affiliate link, you're going to get 7 bonuses, 3 from Liz, 4 from me. Let me go over Liz's bonuses because they're incredible. So Liz's bonuses, the first one is a $200 off coupon. She has one for the payment plan and for the pay in full, which is incredible, honestly. So saving cash. You also get a free 30-minute book strategy call with Liz. There's so much value in being able to hop on a call and talk to someone who's doing what you want to do. Even just to get the validation of like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Oh no, this is not a good idea. So you're going to get a personalized one-on-one strategy session with Liz, who is an amazing coach. And then you're going to get personalized feedback from Liz on your cover and interior file in Canva. And honestly, she actually helped me with publishing my high calorie shakes ebook. Now it was already an ebook, but she helped me with the interior file. Like, Katie, your margins are a mess, or Katie, you need to change the color of your book because it was white before and it's just not the best. Anyway, she has all of these amazing tips and value that she provides. And how helpful is that to have like the pro, the go-to expert in self-publishing on Amazon, be able to give you individualized feedback on the product that you're making? So those are the 3 bonuses from Liz, and I feel like that's enough. That's incredible. Her program's like worth every single penny and then some. The program itself, I guess, high level, because I'm just jumping the gun, assuming you guys all know what Click to Publish is. But Click to Publish is a program. It starts with a course, but it's more than a course. So when you join, there is a course. It is completely self-paced. You can do as fast or as slow as you want, and it's going to walk you through all the things that you need to do to successfully self-publish on Amazon, from doing your market research, coming up with ideas, building the files, getting it uploaded, published, selling, all the things. Liz also has a ridiculous number of templates. I mentioned Canva. You go in there and she has the templates made for you. The margins I mentioned, which are a pain in the butt, she's got all of those set up for you. So it saves you so much time and stress and makes it easy peasy. I love her templates. I made a journal in 30 minutes from it was crazy how fast I got it from idea to live on Amazon. It was all because of how easy she made the program. You also get lifetime access to the program and any improvements she makes over time, which over the last 2 years, she continues to provide value. You get access to a Facebook community with other amazing healthcare professionals, mostly dietitians, but some other healthcare pros sprinkled in there. And I will tell you, it's so fun to see when people publish and when they ask questions. And I own so many books, you guys, because I'm like, that's so cool. And I keep buying these books from other dietitians, but I love it. But then also something that Liz does, which I think is something a lot of people don't know, is that she provides 2 calls a month in Click to Publish. One is one is like a Q&A and the other one is like more of a workshop. So you're getting access to an amazing business coach twice a month. Twice a month. She does them live. You could also catch the replay. And the value that's provided in this program is phenomenal because it's not just about publishing a book. It's about, she calls it beyond the book. It's about how we can leverage self-publishing on Amazon to make money and impact. So that's what Click to Publish is. It is amazing. I'm in there. You should be in there too. And if you join through my affiliate link, let me tell you about my 4 bonuses. So my 4 bonuses are things that if you're in my world, you know I don't discount. So I'm really excited. 4 things. The first bonus is my Beyond the 9 to 5 coaching course. This is a product I sell for $497, and it is a self-paced course designed you to get clarity in your business and make a plan for your next year and beyond of business. I made this program as like, I know a lot of people, they want to get started in their side hustle, they want to get started in business, but they're like, I can't afford a business coach. I don't even know what I want to do. So this course is meant to be like, I'll be your coach, but through a course. And that's what I'm doing. It's a coaching course. I'm providing you the kind of what you would get if you were working with a coach. And then once you're done, you might be like, okay, I'm ready to rock and roll. Or you might be like, well, now I got a plan in place. I feel more confident in working with a coach. So you get access to that. You also get my BAP Accelerator course. I sell this program for $997 and I do not discount it. This is my starter blogging accelerator program. It is a self-paced program. It takes 5 to 7 hours a week. It is a 5-week program and it's designed to help you start your blog business. Get clarity in your niche, build the blog, learn SEO, come up with topics to write about, publish your first article, make a plan for building massive traffic. And I will tell you guys right now, I'm running a summer special. If you listen to podcasts, you probably heard me talk about it. We have 21 people in it right now. And if you do join through Liz's affiliate link, you could hop into our live calls. So we've had weeks 1 and week 2. So we still have 3 more calls left to go. So the next bonus is my BAP Blog Builder course, and this is a course that I sell for $97, and it is also a self-hosted or a self-paced course, and it's designed to teach you how to build a self-hosted WordPress website in less than 6 hours. And then the final bonus, and this one's big. I offer bonuses when I am an affiliate for anything, but with this affiliate bonus, I'm going to town because I'm like 2-year anniversary. Let's do it. So I am also including my Something to Sell course. So this is a program that's designed to help you to create your first or next paid product. So it can be digital handouts, it could be a course, it could be a one-on-one program, it could be a hybrid program, it could be it's the bones of anything. It walks you through market research, crafting an offer, selling the offer, and fulfilling the offer. And I sell that for $997. So if you go to my website, you can see more details and click on the link to learn more about them. But essentially, when you join Click to Publish, you aren't just getting Click to Publish. You're getting 4 courses to me, lifetime access. You are getting like this whole arsenal of things. Obviously, you don't do them all at once. Like join and do Click to Publish, but then you go back to the other programs, and it's like you have everything you need in your back pocket for building a blog business, building massive traffic, getting clarity in what you want to do, creating products to sell. I will tell you, I'm very excited about this bundle. It is a lot of stuff in there. So if you've ever thought about joining Click to Publish, if you're like, okay, Katie, selling a coloring book sounds amazing, but I want to do more than that. I want a program that's going to help me do it, but do it like the right way, but then also continue to go above and beyond and make impact, make income, build your side hustle, your full hustle, whatever it is. Now is the time to join. So you can go to katiedodd.com to learn more. The exact hyperlink, if you want it, is katiedodd.com/CTP for Click to Publish. And my information's there, my affiliate link's there. And yeah, those are my bonuses. I'm so excited for it. So anyways, that's all I had for today's episode. I hope this was something fun to think about. Like, oh, I could sell coloring books and make money and help people. That's the thing I love about Dietitian Side Hustle, the brand. When I say you can do anything, I mean you can do anything. The sky is the limit with what you can do. And I will tell you, this is one of my funner, I've got so many fun streams of income, but it's pretty fun. It's like, oh yeah, I sell a coloring book that I made. I just feel like that's a super fun flex. So anyways, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I appreciate each and every one of you. To learn more about the ways we can work together, go to katiedodd.com, and I will see you next week on the podcast. Bye, guys.